Hello, good evening. Happy almost New Year. I'm coming to you live if you watch this later on New Year's Eve, and I want to share with you in this video how to 100% guarantee that 2021 is your best year ever. And this message is especially for all of my empath friends out there. This message is going to help you break through and really do life differently, make the difference that you have been waiting for in 2021. First of all, I just want to say thank you. This has been one of the best years ever for Iron Gypsy Coaching, and that is due in big part to all of you, all of the followers, all of the people who've been encouraging throughout this year. One of my goals was to make this page a place where people could come for hope and inspiration and guidance and connection throughout this great pause, as I've been calling it, or as one of my mentors, Nadia Shah, has been calling it. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for following, and I'm sending you my warmest blessings for the most amazing year ahead. Now, here is the secret. Here's what I want to share with you tonight. The foolproof 100% guarantee that you will have the best year ever in 2021. And I'm going to give you one thing to stop doing and 5 things to start doing. So take some notes, and if you want to go deeper into some of this, go to my story after I finish the video, because I've shared with you some journal prompts and all of the inside information and all of the good stuff that was shared on the full moon party for the empaths that gathered together on Tuesday night for the full moon. You are getting the behind the scenes journal prompts, so go to my story and check that out. If you are an empath and you are interested in growing with a group in 2021, there are just a couple more days to get the special introductory offer for the Empowered Empath Collective. It includes one-on-one coaching, a community, content every single month, lives every single week, but most importantly, this is a personally guided journey, a journey that is just for you, catered to you, with me as your private coach to help you thrive as an empath in 2021. So with that being said, here we go. Here is the thing to stop doing if you want to have the best year ever in 2021. So how many of you as empaths, right? We are so sensitive to other people. We don't want to hurt anyone, and we're sensitive to the energy. We might be sensitive to transits. If you want to guarantee that you're going to have the best year ever, this is what you need to stop doing. Honey, you need to stop waiting for permission. Write that down. Stop waiting for permission. If you want to have the best year ever, here's the number one thing you have to start doing, and that is accepting that you are the creator of your reality, right? There is still, I know there's so much hope in the air. It's going to be an amazing year, but there's always going to be the unexpected that comes up, right? There's going to be astrological transits. There's going to be things that come up in our jobs or with our families or within ourselves, right? But you, no matter what is happening externally, when we accept that we are the creator, that anything that we want, anything that we desire, if that desire is strong enough, the old saying goes, where there's a will, there's a way. And I truly believe that if you accept your role as the creator of your life, and if you stop waiting for permission, you stop waiting for everybody to approve of your decisions, I guarantee that will help you create the best year ever, right? Like, where would we be if the people that we look up to had waited for permission? If they had waited for someone to say, yes, honey, like, you deserve to have the confidence. You deserve to start that business. You deserve to have that, to start dating or whatever it might be, right? Like, stop waiting for permission and start accepting your role as the creator of your life. And I guarantee you will create the best year ever in all of your life. Number 2 thing to start doing if you want to have the best year ever, especially for my empath friends out there, we've got to start learning. And this is something that a mentor of mine looked at me or said to me this year. He said, honey, you've got to start doing what's best for you. And that hit me. As an empath, that can be challenging. This does not mean disregarding the feelings and the emotions of others, but it simply means that there are times when, And when push comes to shove, we've got to do what's best for us. We've got to do what's best for us. You are the owner of your life. You are the creator of your reality. So give yourself permission to be who you are and to do what's best for you. Hello, thank you for joining, Angela. I also see some other friends online tonight. Janavi, oh, this is awesome. Thank you guys. Okay, so number one thing to start doing, accept your role as the creator of your life and your reality. Number two, start doing what's best for you and accept that responsibility and realize that not everyone's going to approve of us 100% of the time. Number three, get comfortable with uncertainty. Right? So sometimes as empaths, right, like we're super sensitive. So that uncertainty can be magnified, that fear, that anxiety, it can be amplified. However, we also, as amplifiers of energy, have just as much of an opportunity to feel, to take that anxiety and change it into excitement. Did you know that anxiety and excitement, they're basically the same thing? Right? So what if we reframed when we start to feel anxious, when we start to feel that fear, if we reframed and we told ourselves, you know what, that's just excitement. That's just a sign from the universe that I'm heading in the right direction, that I'm about to step into the unknown and step into the greatest possibility, the greatest opportunity that I've ever experienced. So number three is get comfortable with uncertainty. Number four, own your desires, be comfortable. This was something that I really worked through earlier this year. I felt like as a person on a spiritual path or as an empath, right? Like it wasn't okay to have desire. Like that's selfish, or, you know, it's about the spiritual world. It's not about the physical world. Well, guess what? We're here in a human body. And as humans, we're going to have desires. We're going to have needs. And as empaths, we've got to get comfortable. If we want to have the best year ever, we've got to get comfortable knowing what those needs and desires are, getting clear, but being comfortable owning those things and expressing those things. Most of all, before everybody else, at least at a minimum, learn and practice being honest with yourself and owning what it is that you want and what it is that you desire. If you want to create the best year ever, we've got to own that. We've got to be able to stand up and say, like, this is what I want this year. That's the root. Clarity of purpose is so big. Clarity of what you want to create. So once again, if you haven't done a process to really prepare you for what you want to create in 2021, I encourage you to go to my story and check out those journal prompts that I posted, behind the scenes look at what was shared on the full moon party the other night. So definitely go check that out. And then number five, and this one is so important and something that I think really made the difference for me in my life this year and with launching the Empath Collective and some of the things that are going on in my personal life, and that is find a group for accountability. Find people who can hold you accountable, whether it's a friend or a partner or a coach. I'll be honest, I believe in coaches, and the reason I believe in coaches is sometimes our friends and people who are close to us, they're not going to push us when it's uncomfortable. Coaches, that is what they do, right? That is what they're there for, is to help us really thrive. And sometimes the people who are closest to us and love us, they want to keep us safe and comfortable. But if we really want to thrive in our lives, as I said earlier, we've got to get comfortable. We've got to own the uncertainty. We've got to step into the unknown. And sometimes it takes a group of people or a coach to help us do that. And so finally, if that is something that resonates with you, if these things that I've been sharing are things that resonate with you, I would love to help guide you, would love to help support you. We've got at least one person on live tonight that is part of the collective. We've got this amazing group of empath women who have come together, and they are every single week setting actions. They are choosing how they want to show up in their week, what kind of emotion they want to live in. They are doing the deep soul work. They are learning about themselves, and they're most importantly learning how to reframe and reshape their empath story and really step into their superpowers as empaths. That being learning how to trust and use our intuition, learning how to build beautiful relationships, learning how to be creators, learning how to step into purpose, how to be more confident, learning how to really love ourselves to the core. That is what we come together, and that is what we focus on in the Empowered Empath Collective. I see another member just joined. And it is an amazing energy. I cannot even express to you what was felt, what was experienced during the full moon party the other night with all these amazing women on the line. And that is something we're going to be doing every single month, along with our Facebook Lives every week, the soul work that we're doing, the courses, and then of course the one-on-one coaching. So to recap, if you want to make 2021 your best year ever, if you want to set a New Year's resolution, that's great. That clarity is super important. But I guarantee if you adopt these principles, you will thrive in 2021. Number one, here's what to stop doing. Stop empath. Stop waiting for permission. Step into your light. Step into the real you, the best you. Give yourself permission to shine and, step in front of a big glitzy banner and wear a blue dress, whatever you want to do, right? Whatever feels right to you, whatever feels vibrant to you, whatever makes you feel alive. Do that, sisters and friends and brothers and people. Okay, number one, stop waiting for permission. Here's what to start doing. Start believing you are the creator of your reality. Start doing what's best for you. It's okay if not everyone agrees with you 100% of the time. Number three, get comfortable with uncertainty. Number four, own your desires and your needs and be comfortable getting honest with yourself about what those are. Finally, accountability. Find a group, a person, someone who can help push you when it's uncomfortable, who can hold you accountable to what you said you wanted to do and create and be and show up in 2021. Finally, if you're interested in the Empath Collective, send me a direct message or you can go to the link in my bio to learn more. The introductory rate closes on Sunday, on January 3rd. That is our kickoff day officially. You can join at any time, but the price is actually going to go up. This is an introductory rate, so jump on that now. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a direct message. And finally, once again, go to my story where you can find the journal prompts to help prepare you for the best year ever and go even deeper into some of these concepts that I shared. Thank you. I wish you all an amazing evening, an amazing new year, and blessings to all of you in 2021. I can't wait to watch you thrive and get to know all of you better. And once again, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I am grateful for every single one of you souls. I see so many of you that I have just met online this year and I feel like we're friends. Janavi, for you, for example, we just connected yesterday and you're all the way to London and here we are. It's just been a magical year from that aspect. So I want to say thank you so much. Is it all right to keep your empath power private? Certainly, that's a great question, Angela. It's not something that we need to wear like a badge of honor, right? It's okay to keep your empath power private. As long as you know what those gifts are, as long as you're confident and comfortable using them, because I believe that as empaths, if you were born an empath with that sensitivity, with that intuition, you are born with some very special gifts that I believe are needed in this world right now more than ever, right? That we have these sensitivity, these superpowers, this beautiful gift of empathy at this time in our world so that we can really share those gifts. And I think that every single empath has a specific purpose that we are here to serve in our own way. So we don't need to go about and say, hey, you're an empath, blah, 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 I'm an empath. But I do think that we in our hearts and our souls need to own those gifts and step into that. So Angela, I hope that answers your question. If you have any more that you'd like to talk about on that, feel free to send me a direct message. I'd love to connect with you one-on-one. I think sometimes you may have to protect your energy. Yes, thank you. That's a really good point. Certainly, you do have to protect your energy. And one of the most important things I shared on this not too long ago to protect your energy is really to center within yourself. So I'm a big encourager of every single day taking time to center and align your energy. So really leaning into what it is that you want to feel, how you want to show up that day. And then there are certainly energy clearing practices that you can do as well. Like, for example, I just saged my entire apartment this evening. to welcome in the new year. You can do cord cuttings, you can do chakra meditations. And Angela, if you go to the link in my bio, you will see a YouTube series. I think it's called Empath Survival Guide, if you go to my YouTube channel, and I go through all of those kind of basic principles to protect our energy as empaths. So I think that might be something that will be helpful to you. You can also go back into the previous Instagram lives. I shared a lot more on protecting our energy as well. Thank you so much for joining in for your question. Thank you all. Janavi, you are an expert. You totally are an expert because you have been an empath your whole life. I think all of us, and that's another thing that I want to say about the Empath Collective is that certainly I'm there to kind of like create the space and hold the space and share what I've learned through my journey. But each and every woman has had her own experience and learned and grown through her empath journey. So this is really, it's kind of like a mastermind sort of a principle, right? Like we're sharing and we're learning and we're growing together. And certainly I like to open the door and propose maybe a topic or some suggestions. But then what's really been beautiful about what's taking shape in this group is that everyone is offering encouragement and insight and sharing their own personal journeys. Another really cool thing that we're going to be launching in 2021 as part of the collective is going to be a soul sister opportunity. So those who would like to be paired up with another empath soul sister will be given sort of like a buddy that you can, talk to. You'll be given a discussion guide every month where you can go deeper into some of the things that we're talking, and it's kind of like an accountability partner. We'll switch them up every so often, periodically, but I think it gives us a really good opportunity to practice leaning into our empath gifts, to be able to hold space and create those deep relationships. But also the other great opportunity that I see with this is that so many times as empaths, we feel sort of responsible, right? We feel like we've got to, if someone opens up to us, we're then responsible. And what we're going to be working on as empath sisters is empowering, not enabling. And by enabling, I would mean feeling like you've got to take responsibility, you've got to hold their load, you've got to carry their energy and their emotions. So this buddy system, this soul sister program is really meant to pair up sisters so that we can practice these principles that we are learning in action with other people who are also learning them. That's the one. I had to incorporate affirmations into my daily routine to remind me of the importance of self-love and recognition and why having me time is a must. Ronnie, yes, I totally agree. Me time is such a must, right? And, I wasn't always someone who took that time in the morning. Sleep is very valuable to me. I love getting my 7-ish hours of sleep every night. But what I realized was sacrificing those extra few minutes in the morning to align my energy and to really get clear on who I wanted to be, how I want to show up in that day. As empaths, there's a lot of emotions and energy and thoughts and things that we're working through. And sometimes life gets overwhelming when we don't sort of detox that, right? And so that's what a morning practice can also do beyond the centering and the alignment. It can help that sort of detox process where you're unlayering and unpacking some of the things you've been stuffing down for a really long time. And that's one of the things that I learned through meditation was how much energy and emotions and things I'd been stuffing throughout my whole life. And one of the very first times I went into a deep meditation, all of that started to come out, right? And the energy was unleashed and the unlayering process began. But that process is essential for us as empaths to really step into our power. And that's something that as a group, we're going to be working through. We're going to be over the course of, starting in February, actually, doing a very deep dive into chakra, the chakra system, and using that to really unpack some of the energy, the emotions, and the limiting beliefs that we've been holding probably throughout our whole lives, and going deep into that and really rewiring our whole amazing empath system. So if that's something that's interesting to you, you definitely want to get in. This next month, we're going to be focusing on what I call the empath essentials. So really leaning into some ways that we can start to unpack and unlayer limiting beliefs, rewrite our empath story. We're going to use astrology to learn more about you and your authentic, path as an empath, but just as a human. And it's going to be magical. We're going to start practicing on leaning into intuition, learning about the different types of intuition that are available to us as empaths. So I'm telling you, the next few months are going to be amazing, and you don't want to miss any of this and you want to get in on the intro rate because the price is going up, so definitely go get signed up and be ready to rock and roll on January 3rd. All right, I saw another question. Is being an empath and an enabler the same thing? I think I heard you mention enabler and enabling. I do not believe that being an empath and an enabler is the same thing. I think that you can be an empath, and that's the goal as an empowered empath, is to be an empath and be someone who is an empowering force. Just because we're an empath does not mean that we need to take responsibility. It doesn't mean that we need to feel that we take on other people's energy and emotions. We can feel, we can empathize, right? That's what being an empath means, is we have the ability to empathize and feel what the other person is feeling, experience what they're experiencing, but that does not mean that we need to take it on. So that's the difference between empath and enabler. An enabler is when we feel responsible and we want to do the work for them. We want to fix it for them. An empath is when we can hold the space. We can meet them where we are. We can feel them. But then the goal that I have for each of us in the Empowered Empath Collective is that we can meet people where they are. We can hold the space, but then we can hold our own high vibration, our own place of love and light and joy and peace and enlightenment and all of these higher vibration emotions. And we can bring other people up to that level. So many times as empaths, because we want to connect and we feel so deeply, we feel that we need to imagine it like this, right? We feel we need to drop down into those lower vibrations, where what we're learning to do in the collective is people are here, right? And we're at this high vibration. We want to bring them up when they're in our presence. So one of the things I like to think about is, as an empath, what we want to do, because we are amplifiers of energy, that is what we are as empaths, is we want to bring other people up to that vibration. So we want to be the influencers of energy. We want to be the amplifiers of energy. We want to really change, and this is what I believe we can do as empaths. This is what I believe we're here to do, is really change the vibration on this planet by bringing ourselves up to that high level of love and light and all those things I mentioned, and bringing other people who are in our presence up to that same level, right? Up to that same vibration. That's the goal. That's the vision. That is how I see things moving forward. And we just stepped into a brand new age with this big conjunction. You probably heard me talk about it, or heard other people talk about it, or saw it in the sky. This, the great conjunction. That's what it's going to be about, is mindset and really shifting into this higher vibration. And it's an exciting time, and it's a really exciting time to be an empath. So thank you for that question. That was a beautiful one. Observe, but don't absorb. That's my motto. Amen, Ronnie. I love that one. Happy New Year. Looking forward to the new year with all of you. Thank you so much. Oh, they are almost opposite. Yes, Janavi, that is very true. So enabler and empath, to me, they don't necessarily have to be opposite, but yes, when we are empowered empaths, that would be the opposite of being an enabler, right? Empower, not enable. So think about that. All right, you all are awesome. Thank you for all the questions tonight. I cannot think of a better way to spend my part of my New Year's Eve. I hope that all of you, no matter where you are, if you're at home or whatever you're doing, I hope you find a way to celebrate, because we can all look back at what we've been through and who we've become in 2020 and look ourselves in the mirror and be proud that we have survived. We have made it through one of the most pivotal times in history. And I believe our souls signed up to be here for this. Believe it or not, I believe for some reason your soul said yes to be here at this time. And I believe that if you're an empath, it is to help create a new planet, to lead the way, to help shift the vibration and share love and light with the world. It's not 45 minutes till 2021. Happy New Year. I love you all. I will see you again very, very soon. Thank you for joining me. And once again, I'm so grateful that you are all here, and thank you for being followers on this page. So many New Year's blessings to you. Sending you Reiki energy right now. That's why I'm doing this, and I can't wait to see what unfolds in 2021. The magic in me honors the magic in you. Have a magical New Year's Eve. Happy New Year.